Hey guys, what's going on? Today I want to just let you know that some of the things I've told you, perhaps even many, and some of the things I'm going to tell you, and perhaps even many, are not going to work for you whatsoever. And this is actually a really good thing. So let me explain a little bit what I mean. Everyone's bodies respond in different ways and to different workout routines as well, okay? And the good thing is, every time you find out something does not work for you, it enables you to cross it off the list and then move on to something that potentially will work for you, okay? Just kind of give you a little history about my past when I discovered some of these things. I guess when I was younger, like a lot of kids and everything, I used to get muscle and fitness, see what the pros did as far as in bodybuilding. And when they used to talk about their routines, and they used to have, they list their routines and everything, and I used to try them. And I often used to think back then, it's like, so, some of the things actually work great, right? I remember there were certain routines. I did a shoulder routine by someone back then, maybe like Lee Haney or something way back then. I was like, holy shit, I put on some size, got some strength in the shoulders, never had before, so it was cool. But then, most of the time, I actually discovered that a lot of the workouts I did by the pros didn't do a goddamn thing for me. It was just like a total waste of my time. So then I used to, back then, I was kind of blaming on other things. I'm like, oh, this guy's just for shit. He just doesn't want to give up his secrets because he doesn't want his competitors to know exactly what he does. But this is actually likely not the case. They were probably, I'm sure, being truthful. But this is what worked for them. What they told, like Muscle and Fitness or one of the other magazines, Flex, those type of things, were things that actually did work for them. But it did not work for me whatsoever. Another case of things I used, I remember when I just graduated college, I had the privilege of being friends with and in working with some amazing people in different genres of health and fitness. The first person is a gentleman named Jerry Milhouse, who was a gold medal Olympian at the Paralympics, and what he did was bench press. And so, hell, I mean, I was friends with Jerry, so fuck, why not hit him up for knowledge, right? Trying to get an understanding of what he does, to better himself and to get as strong as he was, right? So, we talked about it. We're talking about a routine, and he, just like a lot of the United States, and not just the United States, excuse me, the entire world, does bench press on Mondays. But that's what he did. So what Jerry did is that the only time he hit chest also was on Mondays, okay? He did chest one day a week, and he used to do quite a few sets. I remember it seemed like 6, 7 sets, but he used to take literally, I mean, a minimum of like 5 minutes between sets, all the way up to 10 minutes. He made sure he was totally recovered before he went on to the next set, okay? So I'm like, okay, cool, wow. I remember dumbfounded. I'm like, wow, one day a week, that's all you do. He's like, yeah, that's how you maximize your recovery from hitting the heavy weight. This will really make your bench press skyrocket. So I'm like, cool. So put together, he gave me a routine. The reps that he did and everything. I was like, as if he had it was like a 3-month type program, as if he was going to enter a bench meet in 3 months' time. So, man, I did it. And I remember losing about 5 pounds per month on my bench press, okay? And I was like, well, okay, what the fuck? It's just, here's the guy's telling me and everything. He's seeing it as well. But the thing is, at least, unlike when I was a kid, I was like mature enough to know that, you know what? This worked for him. I saw it work for him because I saw it right in my own eyes, how he was getting stronger all the time. And my strength is slowly declining. So, you know what? What I discovered here was it did not work for me at all. The one day a week was just, it was not enough. Like, I remember just, it seemed like my chest was even craving, like at the end of the week, the Friday, Saturday, it's like, man, I need some more work. But I didn't give it to it because I'm like, I'm going to adhere to Jerry's program. And it just, hey, it didn't work for me. I knew Jerry knew what he's talking about, so he certainly wasn't on him, and he wasn't holding back on me. I could physically see him training. I know he's not holding back. He's trying to get better, right? So it worked for him. So it did not work for me. But you know what? I was able to cross it off the list. If I'm trying to get stronger, just gone, okay? This is the 1 day a week of the bench press, of actually 1 day a week of doing chest only. It just was not for me. Okay. The other example too is the same time, the same era. I remember I tried this a little later. I had the privilege of working with Tricky Jackson, and he's a pro bodybuilder. If you don't know who he is, definitely look him up on YouTube. It's Tricky Jackson, and he's one of the greatest performers in the history of bodybuilding. I mean, you want to see unbelievable athletic routines. It's just mind-blowing what he can do. So, but Tricky's a friend of mine. I mean, he's a great guy, and we used to actually work together, and we hung out as well. Those are some stories, but I won't go there. Anyways, but with Tricky, I remember back then, I think his routines has changed considerably since then, but he had kind of a similar type thing, but totally different set of workout, like where Jerry took massive time between sets, like Tricky used to be. If you work chest with Tricky, back then it was like, he does a set, boom, you get your ass right down, you do a set, and then you flip-flop them back to him, boom, 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 and you just gorge your muscles, and then by the end of it, just totally shot. But he did this kind of similar thing though. I remember back then he was just hitting, like, say, a body part 1 day a week and just totally frying that body part, whether it be legs, chest, back, and so I remember this one time, his training partner was gone. This guy Dion was another professional bodybuilder, and so I ended up training with Tricky that week. He needed a training partner in his gym, so I worked out with him and everything, and I really gained a lot of knowledge, some insight to what he did. And it was, again, similar type thing, just a lot of sets within an hour, where Jerry did not many. But so after, even after when his partner came back and I wasn't training with him as his partner anymore, I stuck with his workouts and everything, and I kept on doing it. And what I found again as well, I actually started losing size. So by hitting a body part 1 day a week. Or maybe, I didn't lose size. I was just kind of holding steady. I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't progressing. I was just kind of hanging in there with, where it was. But again, this is kind of further affirmation that I received that I personally, for me to benefit, I have to hit a body part at least twice a week. Okay? My body doesn't respond to anything less than that. Ideally, if I can hit something like 3 days a week is what I found. It may be on a multi or two. That's something to consider as well. Your body does change over time as well. So what may work for you in your 20s may not work for you in your 40s. Okay, just keep in mind. But anyhow, so these were all great things for me to learn, right? So I don't look at it as a negative that something didn't work for me. So the same thing should be true for you guys too, or anyone watching this channel, or anything you read. Take in consideration when something fails, it is a good fucking thing. Just take that. That's knowledge learned. That's huge, right? So there really, it's not to be all zen and stupid here, but there's really nothing, any type of failures at all. It's just all knowledge learned in this. So keep that in mind, guys. Especially if I'm, I guess I don't want you to think that I'm going to tell you something that that I don't want you to look at me like, oh, he sucks. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I did something he did and didn't do a thing for me. You know what? If that's going to happen, right? If you try and if you try to work out with me, certain things we do probably will work, and that work for me, and many other things probably won't. So, oh well, just the way it is, right? Okay. Well, anyways, I appreciate you watching, guys, and if you haven't yet, as always, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and share this video. I'd appreciate that as well. We'll talk to you soon. Os.